Hey, I'm Scott and I'm an American in Bangkok. Yes, I am. I got a little video here. And that video is from a man who lives in Massachusetts. He says here, a lot of people use this app on their smartphone known as Tinder. If you're not familiar with it, well, I am. I don't use it. I never have, but I know what it is. It shows the picture and age of a person. Swipe left to dislike, right to like. Well, I matched up with a pretty Asian woman. We spoke via text for about a week and went on our first date. She has a good job. Well, she has a job where she's progressing. I'm not going to get into the job, but I'm not hard up for women, but we had a nice day together, and I took her on a nice day. She did offer to pay for our meal. I told her next time, I don't care about race or stereotypes, but she's not going to be here for a long time. She seems like a good person, and that's what I'm looking for, of course. You know, listen, when I was younger, I didn't really care if the woman was all that great. You know, I mean, I remember when I was training in boxing and in karate and Muay Thai. This is I was probably 25 years old. I was out, and some girl that she's told me about this someplace in Hollywood. It was a strip joint, and that's where she worked. But she was hot as hell, and I was like, man, I got to go to this place. And I got to know the girl a little bit, and she was one fucked up individual, but I wanted to be with her because she was hot. And it eventually caused me a bunch of problems because she was a huge pain in the ass, always whining about something. But anyway, I digress. Let's see here. Of course, we're looking for good people. That was my point. We should be, especially in a relationship. Okay. Enough. We don't have a large age gap. We're about 5 years apart. She knows I'm not filthy rich, and that I am living with my parents so that I can save money for a house. I want to cover all my bases, but I don't want to lose my shirt or be used to give someone a path to citizenship. I know that sounds terrible. I have a friend who speaks Thai, who is married to a wonderful woman. And if things pick up with this girl, do you think it would be a poor idea to have my friend's wife vet her out? Seems like you know your stuff from your video. I appreciate your feedback. Well, here's what I wrote. First of all, he just met her. Maybe what he should do is just, you know, the thing is she's maybe on a limited time. She has time constraints, and that's always a pain in the ass. And you see, this is where a lot of people, I think, maybe I'm wrong, this is where a lot of people get into trouble. They have time constraints. They're here on Thailand visiting, and they, I gotta go back. But I can't be without my girl. Oh my God, I'm in love. What am I gonna do? I better marry her. Or I better give her money every month. Or I better try to get her visa. And then they get into this snowballing effect occurs where they just get caught up in it. And I think if you just take your time and step back and go, hey, wait a minute, I was fine before I met her and I'll be fine after her. She's a great woman, everything's great. But if it's really meant to be and I take off, maybe she's going to date, maybe I'm going to date, maybe we'll still end up together. We can still keep in contact with each other. So I don't think you should get crazy about it. And definitely not give her citizenship or a way to stay in the country. You don't want to be, that should not be you. Believe me, especially if you don't know her very well. It should never be the case because you're just going to get yourself in trouble. And once you start introducing money into the situation, whether it be to take care of yourself or for a visa, you're starting the relationship, in my opinion, you're starting off your relationship in a negative light. I mean, even here in Thailand, the women that are taken care of by men, maybe they get into a relationship and it's purely a financial relationship. The men make sure that they get along with the woman and that they really want them, as opposed to, well, I mean, the smart guys do. I don't know. I mean, I guess, if you got plenty of dough and you don't mind throwing it around, then that's one thing. But, a guy like this, a working stiff, you gotta, you only got so much money to go around. I told him, play it by ear. Do not offer any financial assistance or other, and see what happens. Now, as far as his friend's wife vetting the girl, I don't like that word vet. But what I would do is maybe you take her around. You take her around to see your buddy, and your buddy's wife is there. And, she speaks Thai. Oh, you're Thai. You my Thai. It means, where do you come from? Where are you from? What province are you from? And then they start yapping, and then your girl can probably make a halfway decent assessment. Your friend's girl, rather, can make a halfway decent assessment of whether or not the girl is worth having or worth getting to know, at least, because you don't want to piss your time away if this is some girl who's out for just for dough. Now, I don't know, but to me it would seem that a lot of the women, the Thai women in the United States who are there, I don't know, I could be wrong, but it seems like if they're there and they have a job, that the chance of them being out just to use you is probably less than some girl that you meet online from Isan who is dirt poor and she's just looking for a husband. But I know that this is not always the case, because I know there are people on Tinder and dating websites and stuff like this who are trolling to meet men so that the men can help them financially or whatever. And, here's the thing. It's okay. You want help financially. You want some guy to, some mutually kind of beneficial relationship. That's one thing. But it's when you deceive the person and think that they think that you really care about them and love them so much, and then they come to find out that all you're doing is using them to get your visa, your green card. You're just out to get the green card. I mean, what was that movie with Nicole Kidman where she actually looked smoking hot in that movie? Was it The Birthday Girl? Yeah, I think it was Birthday Girl. You don't want to be used. But I would definitely, bring her around. Let her get to know your friend's Thai wife, and see what she thinks about her. I mean, but here's the thing. You are the one who controls your purse strings. So keep them closed. And, have a good time with her. And one way or the other, just have a good time with her. Don't fault her if she's trying to get trying to get her way into the country, but just don't let her take advantage of you. I mean, a smart guy will sit back and go, hey, I know this chick, what she wants. And she wants dough. And she wants she wants me to take care of her. And that's a commitment, a huge commitment. Listen, I've been married for, I don't know how many years. I've been with the same woman for like 18 years or something, 17 years. And it's a commitment. And it's not something that, if you just got a girlfriend, you're like, but if you're really looking to get married in a serious relationship, to me, I think, I wasn't really looking for a serious relationship. I was ready for a serious relationship, but I wasn't looking for one. At least I thought I was ready. I was ready to have a girlfriend. I was ready to be with somebody who I thought I could build a relationship on. And I think if you go in just thinking, hey, let's see what happens. And that's it. And, it shouldn't be I give her everything and all I get back from her is her kind words. To me, that's not how it should be. I think you should just both be kind to one another, a little give and take between each other, and that's it. And, when it comes down to it, there may end up being a scenario where maybe she's working part-time for a little spending money for herself, and you're taking care of the expenses, whether it's in the United States or Thailand, wherever it is. Or it could be where both people are working, or whatever. She could not be working at all. But you need to figure that out. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with a relationship where it's based on a financial commitment to one another. From the man to the woman. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? As long as he's okay with it. That's the misconception. I think if you guys want to be together for whatever reason, that's up to you. But it's when you deceive the person, I think that that's where the problems start to arise. So, I said my piece. Now, listen. If you want to learn a little bit more about Thailand, read my book. It's good reading material for the shitter. It's called They Call Me Farang. You just click on the link above. It'll take you right to where you got to go. Boom. End of story. You get the book. You know, you get entertained a little bit and you learn a little something. End of story. See you later. Ciao. Hasta. Choke D. Wait, that's all I got. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke D. La jerkin mai. Arrivederci.